Hello, viewers all over the world. I want to welcome you once again to my podium of influence. And we want to continue our parenting series, but on a topic that says things I wish my parents or my guardian should have taught me. Things I wish my parents or my guardian should have taught me. And the topic was born out of the responses that some of our young people has been voicing out. They said, I wish my parents have taught me this when I was much younger. I wish my parents might have taught me this when I'm at this so age. It make me I wouldn't have made the mistake I've made, or the ones I'm making or into already. So that is why we are coming up with this to talk to our mommies and our daddies that still have young people under their watch. And also, if you're a young person listening to me right now, you're yet to have kids or yet to have teenagers, you prepare your mind. It should be part of the skills you'll have acquired as a parent when addressing or teaching your children. So, once again, I welcome you to this podium of influence. As our manner has always been, always read a portion of the scripture before we move into what we have for the day. So, we're going to read the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verse 7. And then we'll also read that same book of Deuteronomy, chapter 11, verse 19. So let me read it from here. Feel free to read alongside with me. Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verse 7. Deuteronomy 6, verse 7. In that book of Deuteronomy, that's where God was talking to the children of Israel through one of his servants, Moses. Deuteronomy chapter 6, I'm going to read verse 7. And verse 7 says, And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thy house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. You hardworkingly, that's another word for diligence, hardworkingly teach your children. You talk to them about it when you are at home, when you are on a tour. Maybe you are going out for a tourism fun, you just want to take them out, you teach them. When you are strolling down the street, you teach them. And also when you are at home in the evening, in the morning, say when thou riseth up. So at every point in time, this is every opportunity to teach your children. So I'm going to read this same chapter of Deuteronomy, and then we'll read the book of Deuteronomy chapter 11 now, verse 19. 11 verse 19. It also says in verse 19, it says, And ye shall teach them your children, speaking of them when thou sittest in thy house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. It's just like a repetition, a stress or emphasis that has been laid on that same word, that we ought to teach our children. Here they said you should teach the children of Israel the laws that God has given to them. Now I also want to encourage you as a parent, teach your children everything you've learned about life. Teach your children everything you are learning about life, so that they can use that as a bedrock to build their own life, so that they can be better than you, and so that they be personalities that you will be proud of. So we are going into the business of the day. Say things I wish my parents or my guardians should have taught me. And before we go into that, I want to tell you, as a father, as a mother, or father to be or mother to be, that you should teach your children from the mistakes you have made, so that negative history will not repeat itself. Do I need to take that again? Yes. Okay. You say teach your children from the mistakes you have made, so that negative history will not repeat itself again. When you are doing that, you are correcting your children not to repeat the mistake you've made academically, maritally, financial decisions you've taken, and all the rest, so that negative history will not repeat itself again. The first point we want to look at were the things that the young people are wishing their parents might have taught them before they got to that particular age they are currently. The first one says they wish that parents should teach them about life generally, about their views. How do my parents see marriage? How do my parents see education? How do my parents see finance? How do my parents see, you know, politics? How do they see leadership? General view about life, you should teach them. That's number one. And from that general view about life, you can now give your advice. So then the next point now, we want to save much time for us here. I want to look at the second point. Say they should give me freedom to associate with people in order to learn from them. The things they are wishing you will have given to them, or you should have give them, is that you should give them that freedom to associate with people. Association in the sense that let them interact with the people, their peers from the neighborhood. Maybe they are the type that they don't really have this freedom to go out, visit people. They are wishing that their parents should give them freedom to associate with people in order to learn from them. No man is an island. Maybe this voice is coming from someone that there is just secluded by the parents and then isolated. Now, as a young person, he wished had he been interacted with people when he was much younger, he will have been more wiser. He will have learned more. Or there's this saying that he said, traveling is part of education. So another way to travel without entering or boarding a vehicle is to interact with people, interact with other people's mind, interact with other people's just relating with people will teach you. They will share from their life experiences, and then you rub minds together in order to be better personalities. So these are one of the things they wish you teach them. Another one we want to look into is that they will have taught me to be humble. I wish my parents had taught me to be humble. Now let me tell to you, our parents, you are the God that your children are seeing. Any attitude you portray, they absorb it, whether good one or bad one. Maybe you are so proud and full of yourself that you don't interact with people. Your children are watching you. Your young adults are watching you. They absorb that attitude of yours and they become so pompous and full of themselves. And because of that, they find it very difficult that they to humble themselves. It is though there is a 98% chances, or let's say 90% chances that it may happen, but hardly will you see a humble parent raising up arrogant and pompous children. So the young person here is saying that he wishes or she wishes that you teach him to be humble, to come down at the base of the ladder before climbing up, to let him know that the way up is down. To teach him, when you are teaching someone to be humble, you create a mindset of service in them, not to be served, but to serve people. I know what? If you really want to be a leader, you must have a humble mindset. You must have this mind to serve people and not the mindset of being bossy and to be served. So, we are saying, as your children, that you should teach us to be humble. That is what our cry is currently, because we missed it when we were with you. So if you're a mother, if you're a father listening right now, please teach your children, teach your young people, if they are still under your watch and control, to be humble. You give it to them now as an advice. You cannot spank them now. Even if you do, it might not really go well. So I'm not saying you should go start spanking them. You give it to them as an advice. You teach them, because they were wishing that you should have done that before they grown to their young adult age or now their teen age. Now, the next point we want to move into is that they should encourage me and not otherwise. At times, a child do well when his parents, his guiding, or when people that are close to him, he calls family, encourages them. If you find that your child is not really doing well in class as a student, not doing well in business, not doing well in his chosen or her chosen career or profession, check your encouragement level. Encouragement can come in various formats. It can come as prayer, it can come as son, daughter, and I understand you're making effort on this area, but I believe in you that you will do better. Okay, that things are like this is not the end. There is hope that things will be better. You encourage them than being critical, like having a critical spirit. Look at your brother is like this, is doing well in this, but you have not done anything. That can break him or her down emotionally. That can even tear every piece of strength in them to keep moving and pushing ahead. So you try as much as you can to encourage your children in doing what is right. I'm not saying that if he's into cyber crime, you should encourage him to go ahead because excuse me, I need to attend to something. Okay. Kindly pardon me. I have wonderful kids here, yes, and then they're really trying to pull me out of the stage here. So please just bear with me. Back to what I was saying. Children do well when they find that their parents are in support of what they are doing, their parents are encouraging them, and their parents are really one way or the other supporting them to do whatsoever they are doing. So I want to plead with you as a parent that you should encourage your young adults in whatever business they are into. If you can support them financially as a parent, please do. If you can support them on your knee, you pray for them. That will even go far. Then if you can also support them or encourage them through your words of your mouth, they will feel very happy. Yes, they will feel very happy. Educationally, if you are in the academia, a parent, you are in the academic environment, you've done your PhD, then you can be of support to your children. You guide them on how to go about their academic pursuits so that they can go to greater heights than you have gone as their parent, and they will be proud. You see, they will always give you that accolade. You see, this success that I've attained so far, that my parents are actively involved, that my parents is the reason why. You see that young man that just passed by, he's the reason why, he has been the reason why I've been like moving out of the stage. Please just bear with me. I love kids so much, so they always come around. Okay, the next point I want to look at here says they should give me opportunity to be myself. My parents should give me opportunity to be myself. Hello, please. Can you please go? Okay, once again I apologize. I have to go attend to those wonderful kids you saw on the screen here. Yeah, they are wonderful. If you don't attend to them, you're not going to do this. So it's better you attend to them so I can also have your freedom to do what you want to do. Okay, back to what I was saying. The young people, from the responses they gave in the questionnaire that was distributed to them from our research, they said that they wish their parents should allow them to be themselves. You know, these days we have parents that want their children to study what they could not study. Like, my son, you're going to be an engineer. My son, you're going to be a medical doctor. My son, my daughter, in fact, you're going to be a lawyer. Why the son, the daughter is not seeing herself like that tomorrow? Is not seeing herself in such profession. So you want to force your children, force your own ideology into them about who they should become, especially whom you failed to become. You want to impose the whom you failed to become on your children. You shouldn't do that. They are crying out that you should allow them to be themselves, to choose the profession that they are passionate about, to be themselves. Okay, that's the area of career now. There are occasions too that the kind of ideology and mentality you want your children to carry is not what they want. It's not that what you are saying is or what you're trying to teach them are wrong thing, but within them that's not what and who they see themselves to be. So you don't force them to be you. Give them that freedom to be themselves. Then if they're making the mistake, you guide them. Let them be real. Yes, let them be real. Or this day on the social media, a lot of falsehood. You see people portraying themselves to be this while they are actually that. It is not supposed to be. And it will make your children to lose their originality on a bit to become someone else. So let them be whom they are seeing themselves to be and not whom you think they should be. Yes, he said, I wish my parents would give me the freedom to be myself. Not, did you see that person? Did you see that person? You should be like that person. You should emulate that person. It's good to have models, but those models have their own destiny to fulfill. They are like a guide, but they are not who we are. Leave us to be who we have been destined to be by God. To be real and not faking things. To some point, if you don't give them that freedom, it will make them to also lose their sense of integrity. Because since everything you're trying to color and paint everything as though is perfect, while it's not really what is ongoing there, it makes that child to lose his own original. Let me cite an instance. I at my high school level, secondary school, I lent a storybook to one of my let's say she's my friend, or let's say she's a kind of a junior class. She's about to take exam. So I learned that storybook she needed to read for that exam to her. So we agreed on the time that I will go and collect that storybook. When I now visited them at home, I met their parents. So, and their parent was like, I talked to them about a particular storybook that is required for their daughter to take an exam. The parent starts saying, my daughter has this storybook. Oh. In fact, I think they have it up to more than 2 copies of that storybook. The daughter the daughter that borrowed the book from me was sitting beside me, watching what the mom is saying. She knew that what the mom is saying is a lie. It's not true. Because if it were true, she wouldn't come and borrow my own storybook so that she can read and cover up, and make up for the exam that she's about to take. That's a falsehood that the mom is trying to cover up, placing her family in my own eyes where they are not. I was about to tell the mother, but your daughter borrowed the storybook from me. I just kept quiet, and then I communicated with her daughter. We understood each other, and then I smiled within me and I leave the whole matter. All I need to do, collect my storybook and go to my house, and not arguing with the mother on who has more than one storybook or more than 2 storybooks. Most parents are like that, trying to place their family like they are the top, they are the peak, they are the best. Why, if you go down there closer to them, it's not true. They are just faking things, and also encouraging their children to fake their lifestyles. So such kind of attitude is not really good. It's very, very bad. So we're going to stop here, and In the next episode, we will continue of the same series. So I want to thank you for following us to this particular point in time. And then I will encourage you, I will sincerely encourage you to help us share this content if you know it's worth sharing. And also, we plead with you to subscribe, click the subscription button, and then to help us grow and also to serve the world better. You can drop your comments on things you wish your parents should have taught you when you were under their watch. Once again, thank you, and then welcome to my podium of influence. My name is Emeka Love Bernard. I'll be very much grateful if you will share this to all the parents around your neighborhood, your social media neighborhood. Thank you so much once again for being around here.